Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you guys can tell from the title of this video, I was feeling a little bit run down because all of my friends are at BookCon. I was supposed to go to BookCon, but I could not actually go because I had to take my work vacation a little bit early, which I'm not complaining about. I'm definitely fortunate enough to get a work vacation, but seeing all of my friends at BookCon and having fun and meeting their favorite authors, it started getting me a little bit down. And I was on Goodreads and I was looking at the list that they have, and I actually found a list about the, I don't know if it was like the most atrocious book names or the funniest book names, whatever it was, and I made a list of the 5 most funny book titles that I could find, and I wanted to go over them with you guys today because, hey, maybe you're also having FOMO, maybe you want to have a little bit of a good laugh because we all know that all of the BookCon vlogs are coming, and I'm not bitter. I mean, I'm a little bit bitter, but I'm not bitter, but I need a good laugh. So I thought I would go ahead and share what I found with you guys today and kind of go over what they're about as well as their ratings and see if you guys are interested in them. But I'm going to go ahead and get started because, like I said, I have 5 of them, but some of them are quite funny. So the first book we have here has a almost 4-star rating on Goodreads, and it sounds absolutely hilarious. It is called My Darling, My Hamburger. And when I saw this title, I was just like, what even is this? So I had to look at the description of it. I was actually just looking for funny titles, but I wanted to see kind of how the titles to the description kind of worked. Apparently this is a romance novel and it is a YA book. So if you are into YA, if you are into romance, maybe this book will be up your alley. But it follows 2 people who are awkward but trying to be together, but life is getting in the way. If I remember right reading the description, they are 2 friends of a couple. So there's like a guy and his guy friend and a girl and her girlfriend, but the 2 people are dating and then their friends are kind of left as the 3rd and 4th wheel, and then they sort of start trying to date, and it's really awkward, and it sounds actually kind of adorable. Let me know if you've read this because I feel like some of these books may have been books that some of you guys may actually read because they are so funny. Let me know if you've read them because I'm actually really excited to find out. Okay, now the next book I found here has almost 4 stars, but reading the reviews is pretty well hated. It is called The Baby Jesus Butt Plug. And I didn't know whether or not to include this because it is slightly offensive, but I wanted to know why in God's name someone named their book The Baby Jesus Butt Plug. The description of this says, step into an absurd world where human beings are slaves to corporations, people are photocopied instead of being born, and the baby Jesus is a very popular anal probe. The thing that I noticed about this book, most of the women actually thought this book was complete trash, and not because any of the content in the book was necessarily offensive to us specifically as women, but just because it was written so terribly. And a lot of the men that reviewed this book actually were giving it 4 and 5 stars. The women on average were giving it 2 and 3. I am trying to figure out more information on this book, but there's not a whole lot of information on Goodreads for it. That description that I just read to you was the only description, and everyone in there, like the comments of it, were just saying it was really thrown together, it was written really weirdly, you don't really know what's happening, the perspectives kind of jump around, what's happening in the chapters kind of jump around, and it's really confusing. So I don't have a whole lot of information on this book, but I may actually borrow it from the library if by some crazy chance they have it. But I wanted to share this book with you guys today because I literally died when I read this title. Okay, so the next book I have here also has a 3.5 star rating, and it is called My Cousin, My Gastroenterologist. And this is apparently a postmodernist absurdist book of 17 loosely related chapters with no general storyline. It is first-person anonymous narrator with jargon, broken grammar, and punctuation with a poetry-like structure. And I'm unsure why they decided to name it that, if that is the kind of plot of, the overall plot of the book, and it's just supposed to be completely absurd and written in a really crazy way. The thing about this is I guess the title sort of does make sense to the book because it is so ridiculous that it makes 0 sense, as apparently does the book. I'm really confused why this has 3.5 star rating on Goodreads though. I really think that there needs to be some sort of people need to be vetted into reviewing books sometimes on Goodreads because I don't understand how anyone can like this book. A lot of the reviews that I read said that it was completely unreadable, so the fact that it has a 3.5 star rating just blows my mind. The next book I have here is actually a medical book. It is 3.5 stars. It is called The Complete Guide to Urine Therapy. I, on first glance, was trying to figure out if this was some weird kink, if it was a medical book. I didn't know what it was. Apparently, it is a natural alternative to drug and surgery to treat tuberculosis, parasites, acne, etc. So if you suffer from any of those things, you could get on Goodreads right now and try to read reviews for this book and see if it's something that's going to work for your life. I tried to find it on Amazon and could not find it. I wanted to find it for the lulz and actually see what the reviews were on there, but apparently this really, really works for people. I just wish they would have picked a better title. Okay, the next one that I have here apparently is very campy, but it has a 4.2 star rating on Goodreads, and it is called Who Kidnapped Jesus? There's a lot of really funny titles on Goodreads that have Jesus in them, and it makes me so happy. I think it is absolutely hilarious. But apparently this is about Jesus is missing from a nativity scene, like the Christmas nativity scenes, and our main character Elizabeth is going to track him down and save the day. I think this is like 8th in a series of books, so this is like a long running series, and this is way later in it. But I actually am kind of intrigued by this series. It sounds like it might be like a Christian, feel-good, kind of like Boxcar Children-esque book, or like Babysitter's Club-esque book. It seems like a very long-running series, and they seem quite old, but I just saw that title. I couldn't pass that up. Who Kidnapped Jesus? First reading that, you're like, what are they talking about? But apparently it's about a nativity scene, but I wouldn't know. I just think that title is just so stupid. Alright guys, so that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had fun finding these books on Goodreads. I had fun perusing that entire list, and I tried to pick books that had been voted a couple of times, like 3 or 4 times, for the most absurd titles, because that's kind of how it was ranked. You could kind of vote, and the top one was at the very top, obviously, and the least voted one was at the bottom. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below the weirdest book title that you've ever seen. These definitely take the cake for me. I have to say that my favorite is My Darling, My Hamburger, though. I'm still interested in actually reading that, so we'll see if I get around to it. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and think about subscribing. But I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!